Okay, hello and welcome. This is just a little last minute live because I just felt right. Made a couple of notes. I was like, there's a couple of things to just come on and do a little bit of an energy update / a bit of an energy check-in because I haven't posted in a while. And yeah, I just feel like, there's a lot going on energetically for people at the moment. There's just a lot going on, and obviously we are fast approaching September. So I'm pretty sure September starts tomorrow. Let me just check because dates are all over the place. Yep, September is tomorrow, the 1st of September, which means if you're into your astrology and numerology, that basically means we are entering a universal 8 month, and I'm going to discuss the themes of the 8 energy. So if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on a playback, just like, comment, or subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and hopefully you'll find some helpful information to help you on your journey, because I always say having the kind of knowledge of the themes to come give you a head start. Basically, it's like there's a race, everyone starts at the same time, but when you have some of this key information, this is like that you can use for your highest and best good. That's like you get to start the race 10 meters ahead, so you already know what to expect. That maybe wasn't the best example, but that's me always just thinking on the spot. But yeah, you have this knowledge to then use. So if you know the themes that are upcoming, it's gonna help you moving forward. So you can plan better, you can manage your time better, you can manage your energies better, and you can kind of get an idea of what's gonna work well for you and what's not. So just get into my little notebook here. So yeah, we also just came out of Mercury retrograde. Like, oh my god, if you were wondering why everything was just getting so delayed and miscommunicative during August, that is why. So retrograde Mercury technically ended on the 28th, I believe, but we could still be in that shadow period for Mercury retrograde. So when I say that, give or take a week or so, so hopefully things now we're pushing into September are going to run a little bit more smoothly. Do you know what I mean? So things will go forward in a little bit more of an easier way. So if you've been having delays, maybe like with paperwork or like communication stuff, this should be the time now that things are gonna move forward a little bit better. Okay, so yes, and then getting into like a little bit of an update as well for you guys. I'm also going to say this, we've had like a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, there's just been a lot, I think, at the moment energetically, which does tie into kind of like the energies on earth changing, a lot of us growing, healing, and like ascending, and we're kind of transforming in a way. And that can show up as what some of you may have heard, you know, when you enter onto your kind of spiritual journey or your awakening journey, is things like your kind of ascension symptoms, you know, where basically stuff is coming up in your body, your energy field, for healing, for transformation. And you know, it doesn't just happen once. I want to say that when you're on your awakening journey, like I've been on my spiritual journey for years, because I was always so shut off and closed off to it for so many years, and then I didn't have a choice. I kind of got forced into my awakening, whereas a lot of people, I think, choose to want to go on that path. I didn't want to. God, if I had anything like that, or anyone that was like a psychic or a medium, I'd be like, oh my god, don't look at me, don't talk to me, just get me out of the room. Like, yeah, I was definitely, or I get really spooked easily by stuff. But then I had to learn about my own power and taking control of it. And you know, things come up for us to heal. Sometimes we have to face a lot of our fears in life, and that's where we can get the most growth and the most change come through. But I do want to say this, a spiritual journey is never going to look like that. It's never going to be straight or plain, smooth sailing and easy. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. You may have periods of time where you're feeling great, you know, you're really radiating, you're shining, you're learning something new, you feel like a whole new person. Then there's going to be other times where you may dip completely down and life just maybe feels too much, and it's literally almost going to be like that whole death and rebirth again, you know, shedding off those old layers. You know, you may get things coming up for healing, old traumas, past pains, it can be a lot, and then we are constantly sometimes going through the cycle of like growth or change. You know, you look back on your life a couple of months, a couple of years ago, and you're like, you maybe live somewhere different, you maybe have different friends, your habits might not be the same, your hobbies might not be the same, because, you know, I think now more than ever on earth, people now are making a lot of changes. Whereas if we look back on some of the older generations, they may not have done so much in their lifetimes or had to go through so many things. But you know, a lot of us have, obviously our souls have signed up for some deep stuff here on earth, and it's kind of crazy because I always get that contrast of like knowing that I'm a spiritual being in a human body, having a having human experience, but I'm a spiritual being kind of thing. It can be kind of crazy at times, guys. So, and that does tie into quite a bit of that 8 energy, which is 8 is like that figure, and 8 is really, and I've written this down because it really is a big theme and a huge thing, that the 8 energy is really about kind of mastering and balancing the spiritual world versus the material world. So basically, spiritual world up here, material world down here. So, you know, earth and above. 8 energy is all about that. So with 8 life paths, so if you are an 8 life path, for example, or you're watching this back, 8s are quite interesting, and I have come across quite a few of them in my life. And yeah, it is, I find with a lot of them, they will be more in the material world, because that is one of their themes they're here to master for sure. You will find some may have more of a calling and be drawn to some of the spiritual side of things, but generally 8s are about mastering those kind of things. Okay, so that is a big theme, and as we're entering this universal 8 month, someone has said it's their birthday, so happy Earth Day. I hope you're having an amazing day. So 8 is a unique energy, okay, and that's what we're going to experience in September. So the themes, we're going to get into this for you 8 life paths, or even others that maybe have an 8 name, maybe have an 8 soul urge number, you know, if you've got strong 8 energy, or maybe your partner is an 8, for instance. It'd be interesting to know. If you're on live and you want me to, if you think you might be an 8, if you want me to calculate, let me know with your date of birth. That's fine, but it's going to be an intense time for you, is all I can say. It's like, it's going to be really intense. So it's going to be a big time, okay? It's what I call like your kind of fire month, you know, your month where you're going to be at the forefront of things, you're going to be feeling things the most, because if 8 is your life path, that means basically your purpose, you're going to feel it. So whether you feel it on the higher energy side or maybe the challenge side, that will all depend on you and where you're at currently. So to get into some of the themes that will come up, and even if you're not a life 8 path, listen really carefully, because it's still going to be really relevant to you, because these will be the themes that play out in the month. So 8 is kind of like your higher chakra energy. So your 7th chakra kind of sits here, right? Just above the crown. The 8 is above. I think I did another video on this near the beginning of the year, which was all about 8 life paths. Watch that, because I don't want to repeat too much, because there is a lot in that will be really useful, and even if you listen back to it now, I can guarantee it's going to make quite a bit of sense for you, or you'll see how the year's planned out. So yeah, how you experience this energy is up to you, but I will say 8 is the number of connecting, okay? It's all about connection. 8s I've come across, you guys are really good at connecting people. So say if I needed, like, I don't know, I needed something done, or you needed a number or a contact for something or someone, 8s will connect you to that, okay? Like 8s are great for connecting, and 8 is a number of connection. So September, let's just see about the whole connecting thing, how that goes down. And if you need help with something, why don't you ask an 8? Because guess what? They're kind of bossy. Don't hate me, 8s. You guys are quite bossy. You take the lead. You just know what you want. Like, even in the past when I've had 8s as friends, like, I'm not really the type that really likes to do much or get out of my comfort zone. The 8 will just be like, bitch, I'm coming to pick you up. Just get ready now. Like, and they just force you to do it, okay? They can be a bit bossy too. That's just that 8 energy. They like to take the lead. Again, themes: business, leadership, as I said, taking that lead, wealth, success, material power, finances. So it is really about mastering that in their life. So that doesn't mean just because someone's an 8 that, oh, they're going to be rich, they're going to have it all going on. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Part of their challenge could be, as an 8 life path, that they have to experience like poverty, or they have to experience issues with money, or material side of things. That might actually be a challenge for them to achieve that. Or you might find they're counting every single last penny they have. They could be really like not generous, totally like all about money, what they can get, who they can get it from. These are examples, okay? Because I feel like there is a kind of a lot of toxic stuff online that people kind of get drawn into with, like, I don't know, new age stuff. I'm going to say spirituality or even numerology. And it's like people think just because it's a number, it means X, Y, and Z. A number equals an energy, okay? So everything in life is energy. Every color is energy. Every human is energy. So when we refer to a number and then I'm describing the themes and the energy, they are themes, for instance, or energy that that person, will embody. But again, because we're also unique and different, and we're all here with different purposes on earth, different places on earth, different lives, families, ancestry, history, souls, I don't ever want it to sound too generalizing kind of thing, or you know what I mean, or for people just to think, oh yeah, because I have an 8 in my chart or my life path, that means I'm going to be rich or I'm going to have all the money. No, it just means that maybe, I mean, don't get me wrong, some really are, but it just means that's going to be a particular theme for you. Every number, there's a higher side of energy to it and a lower side. Some may call it the positive or the negative side, just whatever words you're comfortable with. But it's about mastering that energy. So there's going to be times in our life where we're going to experience the challenge side of it, and then there's going to be the times where we rise up in that. Often, and this is again going a bit deep, but this is me, this is what generic stuff on the internet doesn't teach people. But obviously when we look more in detail, so if I was looking at someone's chart in a lot more detail, I would be able to see key numbers and ages that would correlate to where they're probably going to experience most challenges, and then a point where they're going to experience their life path and purpose, probably on a more positive side. So often if someone has so let's say, for instance, you're a life path 8, but before we get to the 8, say it's number 35. Obviously, the 5 and the 3 equals 8. But 35 is actually going to be a huge turning point for that person, and a highly relevant time, give or take a year or so, in that person's life. And usually then after that point is when they'll experience their life purpose in its full, okay? Because prior to that, they're probably learning a lot of lessons. And I've seen this play out in particular, even with like family members and things, or people I study or read for, and you see it, because after that turning point, that's when their life, you're living life before, but after that age turning point, that's when life really kicks off for them. So often then they may settle in, they may have a career or a job change, or family or marriage or kids, usually sometimes after those kind of turning points. Not all the time, but it's a big time. Just checking on comments. Someone's sending positive thoughts. Thank you so much. Triple Sagittarius, wondering what's going on with my finances. Well, September's going to be the time for that. So for everyone in general, but more so, obviously I'm just talking on the numerology side, but yeah, more so if it is you have the 8 energy in your life path or your other core numbers in your chart. But yeah, it's going to be generally quite a big theme for everyone. So you might find financial issues come to the forefront. Maybe you come into some money, maybe you make some good choices, maybe you just get some more unexpected bills and it's like, you're really feeling the pinch of that energy. Do you see what I mean? It can really, it all depends on which way it's going to flow for you. It's not set, and I can't generalize that for everyone, because like I say, there's so many factors in it that kind of will play into that. But yeah, material wealth, financial security, we will see these themes playing out this month, September. that's going to be a really big one. And for an 8 life path, that's something that's going to be really important for them, is having financial security, okay, and mastering that kind of material wealth, but in a positive way, so it doesn't border on materialistic, because that, again, we talk about balance. So yeah. And also power is a huge 8 theme as well. So with that, we look at, how does someone use their power? Are you using it in a positive way, an uplifting way, or are you using power to, say, control others, or to do things that are harmful or not in someone's best interests? You know, power will be another big theme for September. And as I mentioned just before, balancing as well that spiritual realm and the material realm here on earth. So yeah, which is quite a challenge. And I obviously have no 8s in my chart, so I'll just say that. So I'm not really focused, I don't think, in this life on those kind of things. Like, people that know me will know I'm just not too bothered about that kind of stuff. I'm really not like materialistic. I think I learned that lesson very young age. Funny story. And I bought a designer pair of jeans, and I thought, oh my god, I look so nice, and they were probably like £100. I was just, who spends £100 on a pair of jeans? It was a bit crazy. So, you know, strutting around thinking I looked so cute. Then out of nowhere, I tripped, like walking through a car park, and my ankle just went psh, and I literally felt like it was the most embarrassing thing. And guess what I felt? I cut my knee, and the jeans split right open on the knee, and my knee was bleeding. I had to rush to the car, clean my knee, and I was just like, I think that's the lesson there for me. And after that, I realized, whoa, what is the point in spending money? Because the jeans could not be repaired then. And at the time, like, for £100, we're going back probably like over 10 years, but for some people that might be nothing, right? But for me at the time, that was a lot of money. That was a lot. So I learned my lesson never to spend like big on certain things, because it could just so easily, the universe just showed me, you don't even need that, right? It's not necessary. And look, hey, we broke it, you can't fix it, and you can't have it again. So I kind of learned that. But yeah, I don't really have 8s. So 8s, that's not a big theme for me, for sure. Definitely not a big theme for me. Planning on buying a home, starting an animal sanctuary, manifesting money for good, not greed. That is it. That's amazing, because this is another, I'm glad you've mentioned that, because a key theme for the 8s to take note of too is the universe will 100% back you more, and life will flow so much more easily if you use money equaling energy, you know, for something that benefits more people, or for a higher good, or for a higher purpose. That is when you'll really tap into it, okay? Whereas if it's done for, like, you're basically just wanting to earn money just for yourself, or to look good, or to feel good, or to say status, I have this house or this car, or I can control all these people that work under me. Like, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're just going to have more challenges in the long run in life. But like this, if you're doing something that's actually going to benefit humanity in a greater way, it's going to be, your path will literally feel and move much more easily for you. So yeah, I'm wishing you all the best with that. Great time of the month as well to start kind of feeling into that energy and making plans towards that. Use this new moon coming up on the 3rd. I will be going live. It's on my channel, so look under the live section. I've scheduled it, I think it's Tuesday the 3rd at 8 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be doing the live for the new moon, where we're going to go into the new moon energies. We're going to look at setting our intentions, which are going to be super powered and charged this month. Because of that H energy, it's all about abundance. So we need to set our intentions big, okay? We really need to, like, what do we want? Let's claim it. Let's bring it in to us for our highest good. Obviously, we need to do that. So that's going to be on my call. Also do some mini readings sometimes. But yeah, new moons are a lower energy time. So it's great when a full moon sometimes would tend to have a bit more energy, but it's all just going to depend, because as I was mentioning earlier in this call, like, energy wise, stuff is a bit crazy at the moment. And I feel like we're all kind of getting, not all, but a lot of people I'm seeing and feeling this for is like, we're kind of been pushed into a time of rest, reset, so we can be rebooted, okay? I think the note I made on that, I'm just going to read it to be more specific. But the reboot thing is almost like, you know, you can go be on your computer for so long, and eventually you do have to keep up with all these updates that it's giving you, because there's all these outside influences that change, like security things, hack things, you know, all that. It's a bit like us, there's all this stuff going on earth and energies, and we have to like reset and recharge so we can kind of keep up and our bodies can keep evolving to stay in a healthy state, basically. So yeah, but before I go back off track, back to this 8 energy side. So, you know, as I said, on the positive side, you know, that higher energy side with the 8 stuff, it's about that great connection this month, business, career. So career, again, if you're thinking about having a career change or something in your career, maybe you're wanting to excel, change, move, go for something, do it. You know, that's the month. This is the month for all things work-wise, business, leadership, you know, wealth, success, finances, material stuff, your power. Those are themes this month, okay, guys? On the challenge side, though, don't be controlling, okay? That's one thing, the control. Steer away from materialism and materialistic stuff, okay? Because it's not good for anybody. That is a big thing. I see that with some 8s on the negative side, and it's like, oh, it's a big challenge, okay? Yeah, the superficial kind of not being real, and greed. Again, greed, because some people can get real power hungry with it, and the greed can make people do all kind of things just to, you know, have these earthly kind of possessions or powers or statuses or money. But at the end of the day, this is just one realm. Then we go off to other realms. So just think about that challenge side of the energy too. I'm not going to go too deep on that for you all, but yeah, think about it. So that's the kind of challenge side. And if you find you're having a lot of, say, like financial struggles or issues in work, or you're not happy in your career, this is the month to really assess that and kind of dig to the root cause of it and tune into your heart center and feel like, what's right for me, what's working for me, what's going to support me best at this time, and yeah, how can I move forward with it in a positive way? And I always say to people as well, like, if you're struggling and you feel like you don't have support or you need that guidance, you know, call upon your own spirit team. I believe we all have our own spirit team consisting of angels, ancestors, guides, loved ones. You know, they're all there ready and waiting to help. Just ask and kind of be open to signs. You know, maybe you turn on the radio and you just hear something about, I don't know, a job advert, or the lyrics to something resonate and you're like, maybe that is my sign. Maybe someone you just talked to at the bus stop is talking about something. That could be your sign to lead you in that path you need to be on. So really assess that. But yeah, be kind with ourselves at this time too, because I just think a lot of us are really suffering with the tiredness or feeling a change brewing within us, like we're about to venture on a change or some direction in life. There's a lot going on, okay? We're going to be going through, and we are, a lot of ups and downs. And a lot of us were healing, so please be kind and gentle with yourself. And remember, you know, life is like a circle. Everything goes round. So there's going to be times where we're feeling great, low, great, low. You know, we can't expect life just to always be like happy. And, you know, I'm not one for this toxic positivity when people say, yeah, positive mental attitude, stay positive, stay high vibe. It's like, no. That's not real. That's not sustainable. You may have glimmers of that. You may have none of that. Like, you might have some. And I get it. Yeah, mindset does create certain things. But, you know, I just want to enforce to people, like, it doesn't always, you don't always have to do that. Because sometimes when you do that, you're just washing over then, which is toxic. Because if something doesn't feel right, or you know, you're in a challenging or negative situation, then you're just trying to be positive about everything. That can actually be really toxic and damaging for you as well. So just be mindful, everything goes up. What goes up must come down. A bit like the figure 8, actually. I wish I had an 8. Let me see if there's one in this card deck to show you guys. You know, what goes up must come down. So I always say that to people. Like, there's a double 8 one here, so you're going to see it. But up, down, goes around, comes around. And 8 actually is about that too. It is pretty linked to the karmic chakra. So what goes around comes around. So just be mindful of that in your actions too, because sometimes we do things, people don't think about it, and then later down the line, you know, you could just come onto a whole load of you know, random things that could happen to you, or, you know, not in a great way. And sometimes that is the action of karma. Like, I know people that they do things that aren't good, and then just because you don't get the instant karma, like, it doesn't mean it's, you know, I don't even know what that word, some people like it, some people don't, but it's, I think it's like in anything in life, isn't it? You know, I've had it before. I'll give you an example, just a really low-key example, but like, you know, you have an argument with someone and you call them like a mean word, right? Or you say something nasty, and then, you know, fast forward a few years later, then someone could just randomly do that to you, and you're like, you get so hurt and upset about it. But then, yeah, sometimes you have to remind yourself, well, actually, one day I did say mean things to a person, and I shouldn't have in that moment. Oh, wait, now I just had it done to me. And you see how it feels, and your soul realizes, like, damn, that doesn't feel nice. So your soul kind of then learns that lesson, don't do it again, you know? So that's an interesting one. Now, astrology wise, we have the new moon in Virgo, literally fast approaching. As I say, that's going to be Tuesday. We're going to do the live, but I would encourage everyone, even if you can't make the live, just be mindful, like, that's your time. On a new moon, I never suggest, don't start anything new on a new moon, because the moon is darkest in the sky, which means the lowest energy. There's the least light. That means it's a day of rest. It's a day of meditation, okay? So when you see a new moon come up, you're not going to see it in the sky, but just take that time just to go inwards, like, listen to your inner self. Listen to your thoughts, your feelings, your mind, whatever's coming up to you in that time, and tune into that. I also then use that time to maybe write a list or do a little spell or a little ritual to kind of amplify my intentions that I'm wanting to set for the cycle ahead, the period ahead, or maybe it's the month ahead, the year ahead. You get the idea. That is what I use that energy for, because I find that to be most powerful. And also it's really good sometimes to have like these positive practices and mindful things that just bring you back to yourself, bring you back to nature, to connect with yourself, and to use your energy in a positive way. So that will be our new moon live on Tuesday, so make sure you're there. And then a bit later in the month, we have, let me check the date I wrote down. Right, I believe it's around the 17th of September. That's going to be the full moon, okay? So full moons again, I will do another live then, a couple of weeks later. That is kind of a time, you know, some people might want to use it to celebrate, to maybe like let go of things. But again, it's another great time in nature to kind of connect and to celebrate with that. And yeah, just back onto, as I mentioned as well, some of these like ascension symptoms or changes people might be feeling and going through. If you are getting random, I just wrote this down as something to just speak on, but yeah, aches or pains in your body or random illnesses may be coming up just out of the blue, tune into that, okay? Before you start panicking and Googling everything under the sun, which I'm sure everyone probably does, but feel into it. Like, even just placing your hand, like say you've got a pain right here on your hand, like take a couple of breaths, like place your hand over and really feel into what's this trying to bring to my attention, okay? Like, what's coming up for healing? What's my body trying to communicate with me? Because there's always going to be something that your body is trying to tell you. Because when you get aches, pains, or physical manifestations, there is something emotional under that your body's trying to communicate with you, but it just didn't get the message maybe. So it's had to kind of, force its way out in a physical way, which can of course be really uncomfortable, really challenging, and just not nice. So yeah, you might also feel quite confused as well, because as you're ascending and evolving and changing and growing, life can get confusing. I feel confused sometimes. Like, you know, I say like, oh, I'm a spiritual being in a human body. Whoa, but I'm a human meant to be having a spiritual. No, like, it can get really tiresome. Also, life can just feel confusing. It can feel like, what's the purpose? Why am I here? Oh, okay, I know why I'm here, but it's really difficult to do what I'm meant to do. Well, what am I meant to do? Like, what am I meant to do in the world? Where am I meant to be in the world? Like, life can just get real confusing. So when we feel like that, it can get really overwhelming, especially if you're really sensitive like me. So sometimes, again, journaling I do, calling on my spirit team, just being more in nature. And I think sometimes actually the secret being not doing a damn lot, like just allow yourself to just be, because sometimes just being, that's when the answers and the guidance and the inspiration come to you. Like this evening I just quieted my mind a bit and I came off, you know, watching things online. I said to myself, and then I started getting downloads, like inspiration, things I wanted to share with you guys on my channel. So I was like, okay, that's my way of then sharing to try and help others, but also it's, you know, being real about things that come up for yourself, and okay, this is something maybe I'm going to share which will help others. So that can sometimes clear sometimes confusion, and also then being able to connect with others too. The rest period, rebooting your body and your system. And when we feel this tiredness and this rest, we have to, obviously there's physical things that can affect it. I'm not saying there's not, but we really have to honor that, because there's going to be a lot. We thought the last few years was dramatic and deep. There will be a lot to come, you know, more than we can probably ever imagine. And it will probably again catch so many people off guard, and they won't be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So it's very important that actually when we're called to rest, we don't know what's ahead. So we have to allow ourselves to do it, even if it feels like we're going to be trapped in a rest period forever. I think we just have to honor that sometimes, because when we fight against it, we're then going against what we're actually feeling, which is, you know, an interesting point to make. You might feel as well like your views on things change. I mean, yeah, mine have loads over the years, but yeah, you're going to have a changes of views on the world, all types of issues. And again, this can, I think, be very challenging for people if you're, say, like with close family, friends or partner, for instance, and you're suddenly your views are changing, maybe your morals change, maybe your principles change. But it's important that the people you do have around you that you're really deep with and connect, that you're aligned with those things, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to build any foundation and move forward if you don't align and your morals, your values and your principles don't add up. Okay, and we said about, things can come up for healing, things we think we've put to bed or that no longer matter. Sometimes we can get something re-triggers in our system to ask us to look again at these things and to re-heal them. And sometimes as well, I've found this with healing, that the more growth you do and evolved you do and change, you can then almost, like, if you look back at your younger self, and it's almost like parenting your younger self then, or your child self, and with the person you are today, where you're at now in your life, how would you care for that person or show love to them? Because a lot of us, I think, can feel anger or frustration or shame or embarrassment or guilt about maybe things that happened in your childhood or your teen or your younger adult years, and that can be really difficult to deal with some of those feelings. And sometimes maybe we even want to disown an older version of ourselves, but it's remembering that we do, like a snake, we just shed skin, we shed layers, and you know, people can really change and go through different things. So it can be a really deep time. I think a lot of introversion and introspection at this time especially. And you might even find, like, you know, your friendships change because maybe your views and things of the world and things are changing. Maybe your friendships are going to change, your relationships, maybe your job will change, maybe you're feeling like unfulfilled or you're not happy in what you were doing anymore. That's again a sign things are going to change. Maybe your habits, maybe where you live. You know, there's so many factors that can change, and I think as well sometimes being open to that change and not always fighting it. Do you know what I mean by that? Because we can sometimes resist change so much. Me no, like, because it can feel scary. Do you know what I mean? Like that it can feel so scary that we can then sometimes get stuck, and then feeling stuck can sometimes feel worse than maybe what the change might have actually felt like. So it's interesting for sure, guys. It's real interesting. So I'm just gonna like pull a little card or two just on this kind of like themes and energy now for, I don't know, what does Spirit want us to know for this month ahead? Like, what do they want us to know for the highest good of the collective who will be watching this? Let's have a look. you're watching this or even watching this back on replay, gosh, just had a whole load of cards jump out. So we'll go through them. So first things first, the spiritual partnership came out. So again, this is a really positive sign, and I believe again to do with that connecting energy where people will connect, and the basis will be of a spiritual partnership, whether that be a friendship or a relationship, but there will be a higher purpose and a spiritual cause to that particular relationship that will come into your life to help you in healing in some way. Okay, as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that is that message, the first one. Then we got number 33, my favorite number. Yeah, we got the communication card. So actually looking at communicating, are we saying, sorry, excuse my poorly little doggy in the background, if you're wondering what that noise is, the joys of life. Yeah, communication. So are we expressing ourselves? Are we actually being able to say what we think and feel? Are we able to do that in a healthy, positive way? Because again, communication is key in life, key in relationships, key in work. But with it being an 8-month and themes been around work and finances and career, really look at communication in your role in that. Are you speaking up for yourself enough? Okay, are you communicating your power and your strength? Is your voice being heard? Because guess what? Your voice matters. So that's a huge one this month too. Hold that there. I do also see quite a lot of 33 and 8 combos. Not per se the most compatible, but actually guys could work pretty good together, especially when it comes to like work and finance, because the 6 energy, that 33 energy, they're quite visionary and they're very creative, but the 8 is just like the boss. They're just gonna boss to get it done. So that could be an interesting little connection there. Ooh, then we got the healing card, which again is just symbolizing a particular time and need for more healing at this point. So, you know, however that looks for you, maybe that's some energy healing, maybe it's a reading, maybe it's exercise through your body, maybe it's talking to someone, maybe it's journaling. But themes of healing this month will also be a huge thing coming up for you for healing here. And as I'm saying that, the card was blue, and we just spoke about communication. So I do want to bring that. Actually, it's not a 5-month, but I feel like those that may resonate with this, there may be some healing to do around your throat area, your throat chakra too. And then we also get the patient card, which I think a lot of us need. This lesson is actually learning to have patience, trusting in divine timing, even simple little things to practice how to have patience. Okay, say you've put something in the oven to cook and it's meant to have 20 minutes, but you think, hey, like it's been 15, I really can't be bothered to wait, I'm too hungry, let me just grab it out. Patience like that, just wait until it's done. Or the microwave pings, like wait until it's actually pinged and done. Don't take it out 5 seconds before. Those little things will just teach you to have that little bit of patience. So patience being a theme, just sit and journal on it, what it means for you. But I also think it's being kind and patient with others too, and remembering like not everyone is going to be an energetic or vibrational match for you. And sometimes maybe it can be triggering when people, you know, aren't seeing things from your perspective, or they're not aligning with your thoughts or your views. But just remember and have patience, and remember like every soul is at a different point in life and a different development stage and place. And yeah, have patience with the others, and also just patience that if you've been waiting for things to be done, or around finances or business, for instance, or, you know, paperwork and stuff, just it can be really frustrating, yes, when things don't work out as and when we want or we feel we need them to. But there is always a higher power playing into these things. And just remember, like, it might be really far down the line, but something may be to come, but just have that little bit of patience. I know we've had a difficult month just with the whole retrograde, healing our crown chakras. But just have a little bit of patience this month, that things will kind of unravel and unfold as they should. And if you've been waiting for especially legal matters as well, tying into financial stuff, that these things will come through for you, but just trust that that timing, it may not be when you want it, need it, but it'll happen as and when it's meant to, and in the long run that will actually work out best for you. Okay, so it's gonna be a huge month. I may do like another bit of a video on it, or some more guidance, but I just really hope this one's been helpful. So you guys please let me know in comments if you're watching it back. I'm just gonna go to my other deck of cards, which is my Lemurian Star Child Oracle deck. Ugh, love these ones. Totally such a spiritual vibe. The artwork on these is insane. I love it. Just even sometimes, you know, words aren't, I think sometimes just looking at these cards and feeling brings a whole message in itself. So I'm just gonna again shuffle and see what comes out. I'm just shuffling, by the way. Okay, as you can see, so this shows me these two want to come out because they've just poked themselves out. So, ooh, okay, so the first one we got here is number 9, and this card is actually called Portals. So I'm just going to hold it up here so you can really appreciate this. It might not even show up that great with the colours on here and the screens, but portals are, how could I describe a portal to you guys? So when we say like, oh, there's a portal over there, or you've opened up a portal here, or there is portals all over Earth, it's almost like imagine a doorway into a whole other realm, a whole other being in existence. So for some of you that may be the case. You may start sensing new portals, or you may be drawn to this, or you may be taken off into a whole other realm of beauty and existence. And even within yourself there's probably energy and places and things you haven't experienced yet, but you are yet to experience. But with this I do see a bit of water here cleansing away. Oh, Jalicia, hey, you're on live. So great to have you. Oh my gosh, you got your period too. Oh my god, so you're almost near the new moon, but you're on the waning moon cycle. Yes, purple. But yeah, this whole portal thing. But if you go near water, especially nature and water, guys, yeah, water portals, because literally just go in the water and meditate, and like it's super powerful and healing. But yeah, I feel like I'm not going to say too much on these ones, but just honestly just take a few moments and just look and admire the artwork, and what does it feel to you? Because I feel like Earth sometimes can feel not so beautiful, not so divine, but trust me, I've had experiences in these other portals and places, and there's some real beauty and tranquil, and there is so much more than Earth, guys. That's all I can say to you, so much more. Then the other card that fell out, yes, I can see a purple heart on the screen. Okay, this one is fire and water with this card. Again, I feel like that's indicating like you do need that power, that 8 energy. You need some of that fire energy for sure to get things going in life. You need to have that drive, that zh, and a lot of us can sometimes be lacking that, or like we're giving away our power. People, places, things, maybe substances, like, but the power has been given away. But we need to recall the power that is ours so we can repower and charge up ourselves and let that direct us in the right way forward. And then obviously water can be super cleansing. It's amazing to cleanse yourself with, but also water isn't connected to emotions. So are our emotions stopping us or holding us back from being as powerful as we need to be? But the way I look into this beautiful lady's eyes is just like there's a lot of contemplation, and you know, a lot of fire energy. Fire energy is like getting things done and creating things out into the world. As you can see here, like her dreams and her visions above. And then obviously the water, some emotions to have to let go of too. That beautiful balance. But yeah, orange again, that's connected to your sacral chakra, which is, I also feel like orange is a 33 energy too. Like it's super creative energy for sure, guys. It's very powerful, the color orange, and it does represent that kind of fire energy. You know, you can get burnt with it if it's really hot and it's really dangerous, but it's also like we all need like that bit of fire to motivate us and to move us and to get things going and to get things done. Like we need our fire for life, and I feel at the moment for a lot of us that's really been stripped away. you know, I've gone through it recently times myself where it just feels like your energy, your motivation and your drive for life just, it's just like, it's just been stripped away from you, and that's really hard to deal with and come back from. But then I do small things like this, where I can connect and help and share and express myself, I guess, express my ideas, my thoughts, healing and all sorts. And then that does literally fires you up again, and you think, hey, there's people I connect with and can make a difference with, and that can sometimes give you that motivation and power to still get up every day. So I think with this, it's really symbolizing finding what sets you alight, literally. You know, is this person, place or thing setting you alight for good? Like for your highest good? Like, is it, you know, getting you going in a good way, or is it literally burning you down in flames and burning you to the core? That's really something to think about. I think that is me being the chatterbox that I am. The long way around it is what's setting us alight. Journal and meditate on that. And is it setting you alight for your highest good, or you've been burnt to the core? That's a big theme. So I'll just hold that card up there. So just to recap on those cards, we have this beautiful one, fire and water. We have the portals card. Then, oh my god, did I get rid of the other ones? When I say get rid of them, well, I think I put them back in the deck. But we have the spiritual partnership card coming up. We had the communication card coming up. And we had the healing card. And the patience cards. So yeah, quite a bit coming through this evening, guys. Agility part, I don't know who this message is for, but I needed to hear that too. So they were just kind of like collective messages that I just decided to pull for based on whoever may be watching or watching it back. That's why I was just like, yeah, hopefully these will resonate. As just off the top, I was just kind of channeling that through. Like I say, these, I think you may be able to look them up online. That's the Lemurian Star Child Oracle deck by Leanne and McHale. I always don't know if I said their names right, but yeah. There is a way you can, like, they literally have channeled like healing into these, light language. They have like a whole paragraph of like their meaning to each card. But I also believe even just looking at the cards is very healing because they do the artwork themselves. You know what I mean? That's what I love about it. So yeah, they do have deeper meanings to them for sure, but these are just the messages I felt like. And I don't know, Jalicia, if you were on the live from the beginning, but I was just literally going through, you know, a bit of an energy update, a bit of themes ahead for the month of September, this 8 energy that we're going to be in, and Ascension stuff. Oh yeah, we're doing the live on Tuesday 8 p.m. UK time, so it's probably going to be afternoon time for you, I think. But yeah, hopefully you can join us for the new moon live then. I'm going to do another live then for sure. And you also know I have to create the video what I told you about that I need to upload and talk about too. But I need to, because I haven't posted for ages too, I was like, well, I need to come on and start doing some more lives or something, because yeah, to help boost, you know, whatever they call it on YouTube, like algorithms or something. Oh, you weren't on the live earlier? Okay, you might have to watch it back because I just covered loads and I spoke for ages. You know how I am on lives, I always talk. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for sure that, well, I say it's just interesting because, as I say, look, the themes and stuff ahead, it's like it will help you because then you have knowledge of how to navigate that month ahead, or you might see certain themes and energies playing out and you've already got that knowledge, like boom, okay, right, look, 8 month, like a good month for like to look at business stuff, career stuff, leadership, finances, you know, material things, power, etc. But not, you know, you don't want to be on the challenge side of it. So I don't know if you have 8s in your chart at all, but especially it's a big time for life path 8s for sure. I know a few, so like it's going to be a big time for them, especially correlating to those particular kind of themes. And also 8 energy is also for everyone. These themes play out, but those people will feel it a bit more intensely. And it's that whole balancing spiritual and material worlds. As the 8 goes around, you know, stuff up here versus stuff down here on Earth. So it's definitely one of those months. But yeah, I hope you can make Tuesday. I look forward to connecting with you then. I'm going to try and motivate myself to create the other video. But do you know what it is? It's just like when I'm using technology, I find like it really drains me. And I can just sometimes feel like it's zapping my energy, which of course radiation does. So I need to do the video. Whereas sometimes live's just easier because I can literally just click, okay, I'm going to go. Whereas when I have to make a video, it's like you have to use the software. You have to put all the images. Then you have to do your sound over. Then you have to wait. It can take, people don't realize like when I do videos and upload them, it can take sometimes like a couple of hours just to create it, edit it, sort it, upload it. Like people don't realize that could be like your whole morning gone or something. Like a lot of time and energy does go into it. So yeah, same on lives, but it's just like less on the technical side of stuff that I have to do. So yeah. But you guys hopefully going to see more from me. Anyway, I hope it's been helpful. I'm glad you did get to jump on. If you have more time to be on the live. Tuesday, girl. Come on Tuesday. And then we'll do some mini readings then. Because my voice is starting to go, which is spirit telling me like I've been talking too long already. You know how it is. I just know, because I know when my voice starts to go, I just like, Lara, you need to shut up for a little bit. Yeah, Tuesday, if you're on live, we'll do some mini ones, okay? And we'll tune in for you and just see what comes up and the themes. But do you know what as well? Just watch back, because probably these things that I just pulled out anyway, because it's collective, they're gonna resonate for you in some way anyway with these ones and what's been said on the call. Because there's a reason you came on the call. There's millions and trillions of people in the world, on YouTube, whatever, but you made it here, so that's no coincidence. So whatever's been said, I feel like in some way or another it definitely is going to be relevant or helpful to you. So yes, 100%. I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, just know like nothing's coincidence. And I think just this month, just really retune like certain things you wanna, like, I feel like with you anyway, just don't hold back from stuff you wanna go for or go. Like, believe you can have it even if it seems impossible. Don't worry about figuring out the hows, just figure out the I want and I'm gonna show up for, you know, and let the universe kind of guide you to it. But for you, I feel like there's a word, someone said this to me once in a reading when I had a reading, but I feel like maybe this may resonate for you. They said to me like, don't go into the mindset of poverty consciousness. I was like, huh? I've never even heard that before. But I think it basically meant, I did think I looked it up after, but it's like, believe you can have stuff. Like, don't feel like just because, I don't know, people around you or, you know, certain things, you feel like it might not be possible, or you just feel like, oh, that can never be me, or I could never own this or do this or, you know, make that or whatever. It's like, basically don't get into that kind of mindset, because then you're limiting yourself to be like, you couldn't have something or you couldn't be successful or do a certain thing. So I feel like for you, that's definitely a thing. Don't restrict yourself. Don't limit yourself to a little box that you can only do so much. Like, even if circumstances or life around you can feel like that, just be like, you can do something, you know, you can be that, even if it's 1 in a million, you could be that person that does do something different or does really make a change in the world. Just but yeah, I really need to do that, and that's true. Yeah, so you see, that is a big, I think that's a big message for you currently. So this just popped out. I wasn't planning on getting you a card, but it just came out. If you can read it, it says number 6 and it actually says creation. So you're really being called to create something and you need to do it. Alright, Spirit's telling you, if I hold that back, you can actually see this is like a face, and like running through it from spirit above through your crown chakra down through your body, you are being downloaded with guidance and information, and you really need to create, because what you've been channeled with, I feel like you have to get that creation out there. Like, otherwise it's going to store up in your body and it's going to have nowhere to go. Do you know what I mean? Jalissa is right now I feel like I'm not smart enough to learn something, and I've just been feeling like I'm not good enough overall. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are good enough, okay? You are smart enough, hun. I'm sure you are born on the 7th. 7th is the number of wisdom, of higher knowledge, and of learning, okay? 7s are generally very intelligent, okay? So you're born on that day. That's a superpower for you, is 7 energy. Go look it up. Like, you're definitely smart. Like, I don't get the vibe that you're not, so come on. And sometimes that's it. Look, if we've always been made to feel a certain way, or life gets to you in a certain way, or, you know, people around us or influencers, we can sometimes we have to strip that back and be like, what made us feel like that? Because we're all worthy, you know, we're all unique in our own ways, and we're all good enough. That's why we're here. But I know it's hard in this world and society, and there's so many factors that can make us feel like we're not good enough. I've experienced that feelings myself too, but really, you are sorry, I feel like I'm gonna be like you know, that mom energy giving you like that pep talk to be like but sometimes that's just what you need, because if you're not used to hearing that you're good enough or you're smart enough, yeah, we can feel like we're not. But yeah, really focus on creation, okay? I'm going to catch up with you Tuesday. I hope you can be there. Thank you so much everybody for watching. It's been amazing to connect with you all again. I hope it's been useful. Yeah, Jalissa has written, I do need to create, and I guess I'm smart, but ever since developing depression, I was just struggling with classes, and that really hurt my esteem. I will also say this, I'm really sorry like you're feeling that way too, but I just want to say, smart doesn't, some people just associate smart with like, learning or classes or education, an education system. But that was a system designed, I can't talk, what the hell, designed by a government and designed for power and order and to keep people in a small box, okay? So be gone with that, literally. You're too special to be kept in a box. Like, you know, that particular system is not for everybody, and it's there to make you feel like, hey, if you don't get up to these standards or do this, it's like you're not going to be anything in life, because they want people to stay small. But don't stay small. And yeah, I'm giving you the mom pep talk because I'm sorry, I just have to do it. And yeah, Spirit they just poked the card out, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't not show you it, because, and as we're talking of Spirit, look, oh my god, I'm gonna scream at you. Okay, look, 11, family of light. So this is telling you your spirit team is literally around you. You got the 11, the spiritual messenger card. It's just telling you there, look, you're surrounded by a family of light. So even when Earth and the Earth realms fail you and it gets you down, just remember you have this huge ray of light shining down through you, and they really do want to help and support you. And this is just an interesting lesson as well for everyone to learn. It's like, it's not easy for all of us. We all have different challenges on Earth, and for some that's going to be harder, because it's going to be harder to rise up from that for sure, like a lot harder. But you have that potential, you have what it takes, and you're gonna break through. You've just been going through a turning point in your life. Like, come on, you're just stepping into your purpose now in your life. Be easy on yourself. Yeah, you're giving thanks to the spirits for sure, but yeah, be easy on yourself. Life is just like literally beginning. Like, you have so much to kind of, you know what I mean, get through, and you're gonna do it. So yes, on that note, before they start poking out the whole deck for you, I'm gonna shove the deck away. But yeah, you are gonna get it done, and just remember there is alternative ways to learn. Intelligence isn't just measured by like a school or an education system. Like, they are certain measures or degrees, but I also think they're quite structured and only designed for certain things. But there is so many other ways that intelligence can be there. So yeah, we're here to just send you some good energy to just lift you up. So yeah, have an amazing evening, and I will catch up with you next week in a few days. And yeah, I was saying as well on the call for the new moon, don't go starting anything new then. Just use it as a time to rest, meditate, go inwards, and focus on what it is you want to set your intention. So for you already, we can see some things there, setting that intention to, like, you know, increase self-esteem and believe you can and have and will and do certain things. Okay, that's going to be super powerful for you, but we'll go into more on that on Tuesday. So yeah, adios. I'm gonna catch up with you guys soon, but yeah, have an amazing evening. Bye guys.